this is the thing. Like, I run some businesses and stuff. And so, you know, certain parts of your life you don't really want everybody to know about. I guess that's just reality sometimes. And that's fine. So real quick, I wanted to just do a quick talk about the time that I did a bunch of ayahuasca, and after not eating for a couple days in an RV in hot weather with a girlfriend in pretty much almost the middle of nowhere at a campground in the middle of the mountains. And what happened? So, basic outline to preface it was that this was actually about 14 years ago. So 14 years ago wasn't really as much information out there. The internet was there, but it just wasn't as common of a thing. Things were a little harder to find. Google wasn't as advanced. Search engines weren't really optimized, so you couldn't really like just go online necessarily and just type in like ayahuasca, you know, DMT, and like find a bunch of information, or like a YouTube video of a guy like telling you like what it was like when he took it. You could look on like Erowid, some other things. People would talk about guys like Jeremy Narby, Terrence McKenna. They had written books, done some podcasts, I'm sure. But here's the thing. So I just hear about ayahuasca. I hear about DMT. People are like, oh, it's the same thing that you feel when you die. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. I want to die. That sounds like fun. I mean, not really, but this was kind of the thinking. So, like, man, I could try to get some of this ayahuasca stuff. So I'm thinking to myself, man, this ayahuasca stuff sounds cool. End up next day, I'm over there at the store. I bump into this guy. Didn't know him particularly well. Maybe I'd hung out with him, 1 hour maximum throughout the course of some period of time. We might have had some mutual friends, perhaps more likely mutual acquaintances. So he says to me, I'm talking to him, hey man, how you doing? How are things going? He says to me, oh man, it was crazy. I just drank a bunch of ayahuasca. I was like, man, that's weird. I was just thinking about that. He's like, well, oh yeah, you know, I actually have some. If you want it, let me know. It's at my house. So I thought to myself, naively, well, this is obviously the universe is telling me this is like meant to be. I should do this. And so I decide, okay, cool. Well, I'll meet you at your house. I'll go over there, get this ayahuasca stuff. So I go to his house. He's there. His girlfriend's there. He's like asking her, he's like, so, like, how much did we drink? She's like looking at the jar. He's looking at the jar, and they're definitely guesstimating how much to drink. And he tells me, you know, drink this amount, and he just kind of puts his finger at some like random part in the jar, and then he goes, and if not, that doesn't work, then, you know, drink this amount. So I put a couple lines on the jar with a Sharpie marker. I could go into the details of how it was made, but basically this was Syrian rue seeds and Mimosa hostilis. So technically not ayahuasca, but whatever, dude. Like, great. Let's split hairs here. So I end up going out there into the mountains with the girlfriend. We go backpacking. We're fasting. Maybe we just eat some freaking avocados or something. And we get out there. We get to a point where, like, we're pretty far out there backpacking. I end up drinking this tobacco tea. End up tripping out on that, you know, and I could talk a little bit more someday about what the tobacco tea was like, but we're not going to go into that right now. So I drink the tobacco tea. The next day, we get back to the RV. We go and we park the RV, and the RV had a tarp over it because it had sprinkled a little bit, but the tarp later would come to end up making the RV like deathly hot inside, like definitely fucking hot. So I just picked my nose. So we end up going out there. We're like, man, okay, Dude, I'm already at 5 minutes. Fuck. Well, real quick. So we get out there and we drink the tea, we take the seeds, and we're like not really feeling anything. So then we decide, wow, look how pretty it is out there. We decide, oh, okay, we're gonna drink more. Now we had probably waited 30 minutes, so I drink more, and then all of a sudden a car pulls up. Oh, of course, it happens to be the park ranger at the freaking campground. Oh, perfect. Just what I was hoping for. So I look out the window of the RV and I'm looking, and the person disappears. Now, at this point in my life, I had substantial hallucinations to understand that when people start disappearing before your eyes, it's pretty gnarly. You got to be careful. It's not a good thing. So I immediately panic. I'm like, holy crap, this ayahuasca stuff's crazy. People are already disappearing. It's only been 30 minutes. I'm actually going to stop it here. This is going to be preface state 1, and then we'll do number 2.